Hey, look, coffee. Smooth. Oh, and his transition's awesome. Isn't this setup really good? I really need to improve this setup. That's a Christmas thing. I'll do that at Christmas. For 15 minutes away. Yeah. I once asked someone how much it would be to get... I mean, this was Christmas. This was like, you know, the Friday before Christmas. And it was 2 o'clock in the morning. And they once said it was like 150 quid to get from, you know, the nearest town to here. I'm like, but it would cost you like maybe 50p in petrol and half hour of your time. Because I live in the middle of nowhere. I'm trying not to give specifics because I don't want to reveal any personal information on stream. I'll text you where it was from and to later. I've also got a slight bit of a cold, it seems. It's not, at least I don't think it's.
Coronavirus!
What are we doing today, Paul? What are we doing today? We are doing 2 coffees today because I don't think one will be enough. You have your ways of finding out. I'll just text you. That's how you find out. So, I thought I'd try something a bit different for the first coffee. And I did a cold brew. Some of you might have got the hints I was dropping in the Discord. So, here is said cold brew. This is literally cold. It is cold coffee. For those that don't understand what cold brew is, it is basically the process of making coffee, but you do it for longer with just cold water. Instead of putting hot water in, which extracts coffee quick, and it maintains the aroma of the coffee, the flavors, all that stuff. The cold brew you leave for 18 to 24 hours. You can flash cold brew it a little bit. There's ways of doing that. When you said it was going to take a day, I figured previous talks. Yeah. So this has been sat next to my computer. They meant to keep it in like room temperature. Some people say stick it in the fridge. Do not stick it in the fridge. That hampers the extraction, apparently. My brain is not working this morning. Is it ever working when I do these streams? Should I really be talking technical on the first thing on a Sunday? Because my brain never gets it right. Yeah, so basically I've been brewing this for 24 hours. It is coffee. It will taste strong because it's been brewed for, it's been, immersed, that's the word, in the ground. The water in the grounds have been, mixing for 24 hours, but it also won't be as strong. The flavor will be slightly different because it was cold, and it always has been cold. It's in room temperature. And some people say, you might get a bit more bitterness from that, and you need to dilute it, things like that. You could probably see, I don't know if you can see, is the volume too loud, by the way, on the music? I probably should turn that down slightly. Let's go there. Let's take my headphones off so I can move about. I don't know if this is going to work on camera. But yeah, you can see it's all like fallen to the bottom. Apart from there's like, oh, my hand's completely in the way there. There is like a little bit of like stuff at the top near the filter. Now I've tried a method which uses a normal French press. Cold brew you can do many ways, but like you can get like a cold brew bag, which is it's a bag made of, it's just fabric, but that acts as the filter basically, and you can just stick that in any old jug, put the water in, make sure it's got room for the coffee to expand and breathe a little bit, And then you just sit down on the side for 24 hours. Again, don't stick it in the fridge, everyone. Yeah, like a muslin bag. Muslin. Lin with an N. No one cut that audio. Yeah, like a muslin bag. I think. I don't know what exactly. I haven't got one. I'm gonna get one. Give that a go. But yeah, that's what we are. I did it with the house coffee because I know this coffee now quite well. I thought, let's give it a go, see what it's like. So you can see it's quite dark. It is in my broken cafetiere, unfortunately. And then what you do with it is after 24 hours, after 18 hours, it's all right, but 24 hours is like the full. And I did it at 12 o'clock yesterday. You are meant to, or the recipe I'm following today says cut it 50-50 with just normal water. So I've got some nice normal water, filtered if you have it. Although our water hardness is it's like non-existent, so it's fine. And then obviously put it over ice because it is a iced coffee. You could probably have it without the ice, but the ice will help dilute it a bit more because it's going to taste strong. I haven't done this before. I don't know this for sure, but I'm guessing it's going to taste strong. So this method is basically I put in. They say put in. It's like 65 grams per litre, although I'm not 100% sure on that because they say for other ones it should be 75 grams per litre, and then so yeah, it's a little bit of a science experiment. I don't know if I put enough in because they also say put the normal amount you would do for a cafetiere, a French press, plus add 5 grams ish. So I don't know if I put enough in because I put 45 grams in. So we'll see if it's enough. If I'm going off the 65 per litre, that's more. If I'm going off the 75 per litre, that's about right. But I don't know. Because this is the 600ml container. So yeah, chuck it in, fill it with cold water, give it a good stir, stick the lid on top. That's it. That's all you have to do. Sit it on side. It's really easy. But then you've got to wait for 24 hours. I am going to plunger this now. Okay, yeah, everything has fallen to the bottom. Some people also say you can then pour this into a filter, like a pour-over filter, to catch anything that comes through. That people also say you should do that with a French press anyway. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to fill it up halfway on this this nice mason jar here. Yeah, that's already looking a bit weak. I might try that without adding extra water. Let's try it. Got the audio on low in the background. It sounds like you whipped a bunch of mess.
H2O.
Gatorade. Okay.
H2O.
That doesn't look too strong, right? But I can taste how strong it is. The thing is with like iced coffee and cold brews is different. But the thing about them is they, to me, I think it's because the coldness it changes the way the coffee tastes. The coffee tastes a bit harsher, so you want to dilute it more, which is what ice helps with. But let's add a little bit of water in. So now it's about, I would say, 2 parts coffee, 1 part water. See that? I can't taste any coffee in that now. But it's not hot. Well, I can a little bit. That's just like an iced water, really. So I'm wondering if I just didn't put enough coffee. But again, with the grind, you've also got to do it, like they said, fairly coarse, because it's going to be in there a long time. You don't want it to get over extracted over the 24 hours. So, you know, I'm not really sure. I've added a bit more coffee there. You know, I can't really taste it that much. I mean, it'd be a nice drink to have in the summer. Stick that down there. So there you go. You can then you can store this once you've done the 24 hours. Would I class myself as a coffee aficionado? Is what you're saying? Coffeecionado? Is that what you're saying? An expert? No, not a point. Not a chance. I'm not an expert. I just know a bit more than people because I've started playing about with it a bit more. Do you know? Well, I'm not gonna say anything about Trickster. He may do. He may not. Schrodinger's friend. Well, I mean, Trickster, you've said on stream before that you're roughly my age, I think, and you. I'm not going to give away too much, but you know, maybe that helps Dan, maybe not. Right. So that's a cold brew. I don't know. I don't think that's strong enough. I might have to try it again during the week. Because I was trying to look up a few recipes for a cold brew in a French press, and that's just one I followed. You know what? I got it off TikTok. I'm going to watch the TikTok very, very quickly. There's a guy I follow on TikTok. Oh god, no. Turn volume off. Let's not be let's not do. No, that's a dog. That's not coffee. Where are my liked video? There they are. There you go. 65 grams of coarse ground coffee for every litre. So that's roughly what I did. I think I know people. I think people know. Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. I think you know people. I think you should know some people. Maybe not. Haven't got a Scooby. Dan, I'm actually gonna say this now because you've said it before. You know me from when I was like 12, 11 or 12. So you've known me the longest out of all the people who watch me on stream. Did he say cut it half in the store up to fridge in a week and that's it? Oh, maybe no, he didn't cut it in half on that one. The other ones cut it at 50-50, so maybe I've done wrong there. Let's try it without any ice. Just a little bit. You're gonna guess work colleagues. Someone else does come into the stream who is a work colleague. See, that's not too bad actually, just by itself. I know I did that with the ice. Maybe the ice does help a little bit. You know what? I'll nail this down and I'll come back maybe next week, and we'll go over this. Maybe we'll do the start of it, and I'll give my my assessment of this stuff. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the rest of this in the fridge. Going to leave it a couple of days because you can leave it up to a week apparently. And I'll see if the taste changes midweek after a few days. So apparently, because you've done it in this way, you know, you've kept it at room temperature for 24 hours. You can now stick this in the fridge. So I will be doing that. That's about cups left. I will assess it on Wednesday. For now, it's going over there. there. I did say we are going to make 2 coffees today. And the second one is using the good old Aeropress again. Let's use Mr. Aeropress. I've nailed this. I have absolutely nailed. My phone should not be on screen. Why did I put that there? I've nailed this recipe, right? So, obviously, Aeropress, you've got the filter. This is a filter I've used, I think, once already, so it's perfectly fine. I use filters 3 or 4 times in a row before I took them out. Coffee seems complicated. It's not at all. No more complicated than making any other food or drink. So, filter in there. I have 16 grams. Someone told me use 15. I on the scale, like, add a bean until it goes over 16, because I don't know if the scale's rounding up or not. 16 gram of what I do with my current blade grinder is go from up to the medium, and then when the medium hits fine, so it's like just saying it's fine, that's when I stop. So I would call that medium fine. So 16 grams of that. There we go. Let's stick it in there. I've forgotten the... You know what? I'm going to go get the funnel. I'm also going to put the kettle on because I need to do that. I am back. The funnel. Because it goes everywhere otherwise. There we go. Give it a little bit of a shake. That can now go away. This is a brand new coffee, by the way. I didn't talk about the coffee. This is a coffee from Pat called Plan Alto. It apparently has hints of chocolate malt milkshake. And to be fair, when I sniffed the beans when I first ground them, they have got a slightly malty like aroma. So yeah, this came the other day. I have not tried these before. This will be interesting. There is the old coffee for you. It's from their specialty range, so if you haven't started doing that, Trickster, I highly recommend some of them. There we go. 16 grams. Stick it in there. Wait for the coffee to kettle to boil. While we're doing that, how is the coffee? I guess the V60. Did you get the Aeropress, Trickster? Do I sub to Pact? Yes, I've got a subscription because they send me coffee every like 10 or so days. Actually, no, it was every 7 days because I got 2 plans: one for the house, one for the specialty. Yeah, Trickster, how's the V60 going? Get the kettle. Now this bit, you have to kind of be ready. And this is going to be the fun part. Overall, coffee is much improved, but it's just better than instant. It can still get better. I'm not sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, it can definitely get better. You've taken the first big jump from instant to coffee, but now you'll try and refine that. I've got a big step coming in the post this week. Got a new grinder. I've got a I wonder if I can get a picture on the old stream here. I've gone for a Wilver uniform because that's the one that Mr. James Hoffman uses himself at home for all his filter coffee. It does do espresso, but it's not great on it. And my espresso machine I don't use that much, but I will give it a go. But it is fantastic for apparently like all the various different filter drip sort of coffees. That is coming this week. That's my Christmas present to myself. Right, so you got your coffee, 16 grams, ready to go. I'll put this under the camera. Fill up all the way. Fill it to the top, basically. It will drop down very slightly as it does drip through the filter. You give it a couple of stirs, agitate it, drop down a little bit, stick the plunger in, airtight seal. That's it. And then, I wonder if I can do this on this view. I can't. Oh no, I need to put the timer on this view. Where's my phone? 2 minutes. Minimum 2 minutes. Ideal is 2 minutes. You can go over. I wouldn't bother. Let's go. 2 minutes. Why the fuck is my phone not doing that? There we go. Can you see that? You can see in 2 minutes. There you go. And what you'll tend to see is it did drop down initially, but it's still up to there. So there is like a little gap there, but it is no longer filtering through as it usually would, because it would just slowly drip through. So you gotta leave it in there. You gotta let it do its thing. Shame I'm a Ribena and Bovril kind of guy. This is just like making Bovril from scratch, Dan, that's all. Think of it that way. You're using instant Bovril, right? This is the difference between instant and brewing the Bovril from scratch. Yeah, the Wilra Uniform Plus. It comes with a little scale on top of the Plus, but I couldn't find one without the scale, so I thought, meh, we'll go for it. Ribena Bovril definitely sounds like a hipster drink. Sounds like I should watch Aeropress take off at Manchester. Hey, I used to do that with my uncle. Don't you judge. I actually used to go to Manchester Airport and watch the airplanes with my uncle. He used to love it. That was actually quite fun. What are we on now? 30 seconds. I say timing is, you just got to be quick because otherwise it starts dripping through and you don't get this held state where the coffee is immersed in the water for longer. Yes, I know anoraks drink Bovril. You're an old man at heart, I know. You'll notice the plunger is slightly tilting now. That's because the heat and the suction is trying to pull it down. There we go. Stop. Go. I'm going to set up the next timer very quickly, which is 30 seconds. Before I do this, because what we do is I pull the plunger off. A little bit of air might come through because it's obviously pulling through a suction. It is starting to drip down, but don't worry about that. Give it a good stir to break up the stuff on top. I like to top it up a teeny bit because my cup is big. And then we stick the plunger back on. Come on. Sometimes I give it a little bit of a push just so it then guarantees the suction. 30 seconds. Okay, so 30 seconds, just let it do its thing. It's still brewing, it's just all that step does is break up that top layer. You're now done with the kettle, and I'm going to put that over there. Make sure it doesn't explode on anything. Explode? Spill! Why would a kettle explode? Right, let's stop that there. And then, all you do is your plunger. I'm trying to do this in a way that you can see. There we go. But what you should be doing is plungering for about 20 to 30 seconds. Don't just force it down. You just literally, I'm using the weight of my hand. I'm not putting any pressure on it. Just the weight of my hand. No, I'm not even like really leaning on it. I'm just sort of just slowly pushing. Just enough to make the plunger start moving. I'm actually being a bit too slow on this one because I've only got 4 seconds left, apparently. It should take you about 20 to 30 seconds to do this. It's taking me a little bit longer. This is why you need and they say it in the guidance for the Aeropress, a very sturdy cup, because you're basically putting a lot of force onto the cup. And then we'll have the little hiss as the air starts going through. I don't know if you can hear that. And there you go, job done. Pull it up slightly so it doesn't drip. And there's your coffee. Perfect every single time. If you rush it, it will be bitter, I have found. If you don't leave it for the 2 minutes, if you don't give it the 30 seconds, if you push it too quickly, it will be bitter. Let's try this brand new blend. I don't know what music's playing. What music's playing? I have no idea what music was playing. Sorry. It's a random gaming playlist, which is safe to play on stream. So it's got like reminiscence of all the retro games. Well, if you put too much pressure, Dan, and Rug, who does come into the stream occasionally, she did this. Apparently, she pushed too hard, and it came up around the sides. I've actually pushed too hard, and it came out this side of. I can't show you. There you go. It came out the side here. So I was doing that, and it just went. But she's done it so hard that it came up and sprayed the ceiling. So you have to be careful, and that's why you need the sturdy mug, because it will just fall over. Yeah. That's a nice coffee. Let me. So it's meant to have, let's say, hints of chocolate malt milkshake. Apparently getting a lot of air into the sip is good for tasting it properly. That's nice. I'm gonna add milk to it. I have milk here. I don't often drink without milk these days. Just a splash. Again, nice. It's not strong in any way. It's not as prominent as of a taste as the other specialty select range they have. I'm wondering if that's because I've got a cold right now. I mean, they smell amazing, these beans. Oh yeah. But they don't actually, no, they smell slightly more mellow than the other even the house. Like, that's just a standard, like, sort of blend. That's a standard roast to that. But yeah, that's nice. It's a dark roast, but it's, you know, it's not, doesn't taste too dark. Never get that with wine when it's fruity, creamy, smoky oak, citrus. Tastes of a wet dog on the coast of southern England in a rainstorm. No, mate, it's a white wine. Get over it. No, it's basically it is kind of the same sort of thing, Dan, where it does take on those tastes a little bit. Obviously, it's not like overpowering. You do get obviously the type of coffee where they say, and I've got some of this coffee. Where, you know, it's like it's a whiskey or a bourbon coffee, or it's a chocolate orange coffee. It's a, you know, it's what they've done is they've taken these beans and they've actually tried to flavor them in that way, and it's overpowering with that flavor. And I say overpowering as in you can definitely get those flavors with these. When it says hints of chocolate, hints of chocolate orange, things like that, that's just the natural aromas and flavors that come out of the beans because of the way they're grown, because of the way they're you know, harvested, treated, and the way they're then roasted. So that's all. It's just the natural process of getting from a coffee plant to this bean has just brought out those aromas and flavors, and then someone says, that's kind of like chocolate, and that's why you get the hints of. It's not a they've actually infused it with you know, one of those weird flavors. We got some strawberry coffee here. Yes. I do like some of those. They are really nice, but they're not a proper. It's not proper coffee. They're just like a they're kind of a novelty, if anything. Anyway, here's my coffee. I'll show it on the camera again. It was very nice, and we also got the cold brew. The ice is melting a little bit. I'm going to give that one another go. That's going to be a very nice summer drink. Oh, I'll be doing that in the summer. At one point, I will go over... there is a cold brew attachment, which I have got for the Aeropress. Got it right here. We will be giving that a go in a few weeks. A cold drip coffee attachment for the Aeropress. It basically does the same. So it sits on top, right? And you stick the ice and the water in there, but you stick the coffee in here, and it will just slowly go through. That's a different way of doing cold brew. It's a Kyoto style. There you go. I need to look up what the difference in that is. But there's also iced coffee. Now, we will do some iced coffee at some point, but an iced coffee is basically you do the hot method, but you put ice in the container at the bottom. That's the difference between cold brew and iced coffee. So it's just, I can do a filter coffee, I can do an espresso. The way they do it in Starbucks, you know, with your iced lattes, they take hot coffee that they've brewed the hot way, stick it on ice. And the way you do that is you make sure it goes on ice instantly. You don't let the coffee cool, then put it on the ice, because cooling coffee tastes horrible. Completely different. My opinion is it's horrible. If you ever let your coffee just go cold, it tastes horrible. So that's the difference. We will do those at some point. And I can do those on stream, you know, live, because they are the same. It takes the same amount of time as a hot coffee, because you're just putting ice in the container at the bottom, basically. Right, and I can do those with basically any type of coffee. I've done it quite a lot before with the Vietnamese Fin filter that I showed you a few weeks back. I'm going to start tidying up slightly here, and the iced Vietnamese coffee is very nice, very, very nice. Right, what we're going to do is I'm going to switch over to chatting. We're going to stick this camera over here. I should probably do a be right back screen right now, but this isn't going to take long. I hope. Let's get the liquids out of this room. Put the Christmas tree up at some point. Right, shall we? I don't know, I'm going to sit down. WD-40 required on that a handle. Oh, I know. Whole house does that. Let's sit down, shall we? And if you redeem a stand-up, I'm going to ignore it for the next hour. I forgot to close the blinds. Are we good? I think we're good. Lighting is better. Old man advice. You got any more advice? Go for the silicone WD-40. WD-40 fixes everything, right? We all know that. Miracle liquid. We kind of need to decide what I'm actually going to play today, because I haven't decided. Let's have a look at my Steam library. Kiosk. You said the word.
Coronavirus! Coronavirus!
Right, so we've got a game called Everything, which promises to do everything. We got a game called Mountain. We've got a game called Townscaper, which is a nice little chilled game, but that's, you know, there's no like actual goal in Townscaper. What else have we got? House Flipper. What's on this launcher here? Everything looked interesting. I mean, it does look interesting, but I don't understand it as a game. It's just, I don't understand that as a game. Oh no, that one's for Monday night. Oh, we could carry on with XO1. We could carry on with unpacking, really. I haven't actually touched that since last stream that I did it. But yeah. But this game, yeah, that game I'm not going to touch until Monday. Lawnmower Sim. I didn't download Lawnmower Sim. That is, you know how big the download for Lawnmower Sim is? Hold on, let me just confirm I am correct on this. It's 21 gigs. That's impressive for something like that.